Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I have an unboxing to do and I thought I would show you. I know what's in these. I just ordered them. Fortunately, they came quickly. I've been enjoying or appreciating the quick delivery after having a couple orders from some rinky-dink sellers that never arrive and things like that. So do appreciate this service that we have with such quick delivery. So a funny story is I was teaching my grandkids a little bit, or two of my oldest two grandkids, about fountain pens, since it's a new hobby of mine. I got them the Jinhao Sharks from Goulet Pens. They're super cute and like under $4. So I thought I wanted to teach them to observe which kind of papers that they find they like writing with. Or using their pens with. So I had bought them each an MD pocket size notebook and gave that to them when I brought their pens over. And then I thought, well, let's develop that connoisseurship of paper. They're 9 and 7.5, but I thought, why not? Why not teach them to notice things like that? So anyway, I ordered these notebooks on Amazon. This is Clairefontaine paper, and they're the little, I'll show you, they're this size. But the funny part of the story is I forgot that I had ordered them, and I thought, oh, I need to get them some more paper, and I want to try out some different paper with my fountain pens and see what I personally like better. And then I looked at my Amazon orders, and I'm like, drat, I had already ordered that for them. And so when I ordered the second batch, I actually ordered 2, thinking I'll give some to them and then I'll have a set for me to use for my journaling to my grandkids. And anyway, so now I recently have bought 9 of these, but anyway, they'll get used. I sent one of them over to their dad too, who likes to try out new things like that. So he has a pocket moleskin. I said, well, you need to try this other paper and see how you like it. So I have as you can see, a pink, a green, and a black. The first set I ordered that I received the other day was pink, red, and black. I liked this little size. This is, like I said, the pocket, or also called the field note size. It does feel super smooth, just like satiny or better. It's a staple bound notebook. This is a French paper. Does say made in France, so that's good. And this is the 90 GSM. So I'm looking forward to trying that, and I will try it here in a minute. I just have to decide which one I want to use for my paper stuff, my journaling, and which ones I want to just save for journaling to my grandkids. So let's see what the other box is. And it's really funny too that they came in 2 different packages. I feel kind of bad about that. Part of what I need to do is to remember to order things together at once and just wait, put it in the cart, and then order all at once. So similar, the pink and the green. You don't get an option, they just send you an assortment. I like this blue. I might keep that one. I like greens a lot too, but I'm more into maybe like a deeper green and a less poppy green, like bing pop, not like the plant. Anyway, so there's those. We will try that out in a minute. If you haven't done that and you're new into the fountain pen world like me, join along and we will try that with some fountain pens in just a minute. So I know some of you are going to be laughing because, and I laugh too, I started out my fountain pen collection with just buying these. I had received some gift cards for Mother's Day, and I decided to use those on buying some inks and pens. So I started out with these. I have a medium, broad, and 1.1. I find that I don't like the medium, or I don't like this ink with the medium. So I want to switch this out to a different ink. That's another whole story. But so far I'm loving the broad and the 1.1. Love them. And then this is also a broad, so I got a clear one because I was thinking I will use the clear. This is about out of ink. I will use the clear as sort of a tester pen. Well, then I bought the Wankai Mini and thought that would be my tester pen. But I left that with my son to try out because it's a fine. It didn't come in any other options where I bought it. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know that much about pens, but I just feel like it's dry. Even with a wet Noodler's ink, I have this marine green that's a super wet ink. What I would call wet. Again, not a connoisseur, but anyway, the fine nibs are not working for me. I've always liked a broader one anyway. And then I thought, well, I'll get the Lamy with some more of that gift money because a lot of people on YouTube had this. I kind of liked the look. I loved this color, and I thought it would be fun to compare two different brands. This is a medium, and it writes with a broader line too. So I like these three. The mediums, no, the broad, medium Lamy, the broad, these two are broad, and the 1.1 so much. And I love to see the ink down on the paper. I really like a thicker line. So anyway, I ramble, but I said I was going to be done. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I don't need any more. I do think these are super pretty. I love the shape of them. I love that you can see the ink. And these ones that have the transparent colors, I was really drawn to. They just kind of make me think of jewels. They're super pretty. I just said that. Anyway, so I decided to go ahead and order another broad, ouch, man, I just cut myself on this package. Buy another broad TWSBI because when talking to my husband, see, it's like bleeding. Oh. I keep picking these up because they're just so irresistible. I love the color. I just think it's fun. And I thought, you know, it's okay to have a little collection of something I enjoy using. So I decided to get one of the other clear color. There's two more as far as I know that are clear colors that I don't have. And I decided to get one of those. I opened up some of this stuff a little bit, but didn't get to this. Oh, and this is really fun because Goulet Pens always puts in a little Tootsie Pop, and I love the chocolate. Right now my doctor has me on paleo. I'll save that for another day or bribe when my kids with that. They won't be too bribable. The youngest is 14, so that may not work anymore. Anyway, I like that special effect of packaging. And this is kind of cool because I have a brand new usable box. Because Goulet puts it in here and then also in here. I'm not sure why. Maybe it protects the pens or contents more. But anyway, I will reuse that box. So let's see. Oh, I got a fish. Very, very cute. Let me show you my other Goulet pen stickers while we're here. The first one I got was the ink spot, and then the bumblebee, which I love. I love bee things. And then this is a really pretty goldfish. I might put that on the back. This is kind of a little notebook I use to try out inks and different, kind of like a swatching thing, mostly for the fountain pens, just to see what I have, what samples I've tried. I'm trying to find a few that I really like using because I don't want to have 30 bottles of ink. As much as I love that, I know that will drive me crazy. I want to have stuff that I'm using and, I don't know, can like keep working through. So I did get some samples. And then here's some pretty cards that they put in and just a note that they like to pack their products carefully, and hopefully we will comment on that. I think this is beautiful. Such peaceful and serene colors. I really like that. I like to put those in the pocket of my traveler's notebooks or on my journal pages. So let's see. I did buy a bottle of ink that I had previously tested a sample of. Sarah Martinez on YouTube. She's also on Instagram as Sarah's Journals. She recommended to me just buy some samples and try it out that way at first. I thought, well, duh, I don't need to buy these huge bottles of ink and then end up not liking all of them. I can try the samples, which is much more affordable, and then you're buying something that you really like. So the samples well, two of the samples I decided to try were this Noodler's Heart of Darkness, and I was drawn to that because it said it is a good ink for any kind of paper. So I'm experimenting with some smoother quality type papers that are good for fountain pens, but I also think it would be nice to find an ink that I could use on my everyday journaling or on my planner and not have to worry about the ink not doing well on it. So that's why I got that one, and I do like the Noodler's brand. I have been impressed with that. And then another YouTuber, I don't remember his name, but he was talking about, no, I do, it's from Ink Dependence or something like that. He talked about this Monteverde Scotch Brown. I really liked how that looks. I am drawn to browns, and I might switch out this sepia in my orange one for a brown. Anyway, I have to think about that, but if I can find a good brown that I can use often, like my signature color brown, I would be happy. My idea with these TWSBIs is to have a color that seems to go with the color of the lid and the end piece. Not that it has to be that way, I just kind of like that idea. And then the clear one is kind of the one that can switch out. So the ink that I had sampled, I ordered from Goulet Pens a while back, a Surprise Me ink set, sample set, and this Aurora purple that I have here, bought it from Goulet Pens. I put it in my TWSBI and this broad nib. This is the clear one. I loved how that wrote. It comes out real thick and saturated, and it's a pretty color. I am kind of a person who generally goes to like a brown or a golden yellow or even a rust or coppery, but I kind of want to have some brighter things in what I'm using too. And I love writing with this. I love writing with the fountain pens. As you can see, well, here I had some of my family sample some of them, but I am just so enjoying how that feels to write with a fountain pen. And I loved the Aurora purple. So that was one I decided I did want to buy. It doesn't look like this little tab at all. I guess that just helps shippers or stockers or whoever's loading the boxes, maybe. But it's a much richer color, and it's almost like, to me, not so purpley as a, let's look at that again. Would you call that purple? To me, it's almost like a fuchsia. Would that be a good color for it? It's called purple, but that's not what I think of as purple, but I love it anyway. When I was growing up, purple was my favorite color. So here, it's called Viola, or Viola purple. It's a really pretty bottle. I would like to find a way to display the few jars of ink I have so that they are just enjoyed, just to look at them visually. Glass bottle, yep. So yeah, that is really pretty. That's really neat. Anyway, right now I just have them in a cute little box that my daughter gave me, but I think it would be fun to figure out a place to put them. I'd like to get a desk area set up eventually. So this is the typical TWSBI packaging. All mine have come this way. And the first one I got, I had a hard time opening it, and I realized, oh, look, there's a label on the side. So what I like to do so far is to, this one looks like it's not going to come off without peeling. I like to put these in my little, gosh, that's kind of a bummer, in my little swatch, like they changed their label. There we go, success. And I keep interrupting myself. So I like to put these here. And then I can, if I forget, I can open up this book and I see that B and I'm like, ah, the purple lidded one is a broad pen. For a while, I couldn't figure out where the nibs had the fine, the medium, the broad little etching in there. And I'd seen it on other pen nibs. I thought, well, maybe TWSBI just doesn't do it. But then my husband helped me, and it's almost like it's right where the nib and this base piece, the end piece there, come together, whatever that's called. Anyhow, it is there, but it's hard to see, I think. So having it written down here, I can just glance at it and be, oh yeah, refresh my memory that way. And now I've gotten to where I remember my two yellow ones are medium, broad, and 1.1. So I've kind of gotten used to it now, but at first I was like, how can I remember that? So I kept those. That will be my tool. So here we go. Let's open that up. If you have seen these, you know what's in here, so I probably don't need to say too much, but there are instructions on how to use the little wrench and the silicone grease, how to fill your TWSBI pen. This is really kind of neat looking because it's got their the language there, which I guess TWSBI is made in Taiwan. So I don't know if that's Taiwanese or what, probably. I guess that makes sense. Anyway, it's very pretty. I love seeing other written languages like that. So this is really pretty. I will set aside the box. I'm sure you've seen that or can easily access others. So here's the purple. Super pretty. I just think these are gorgeous. I was just watching Jenn at Jenn's TN's, a new YouTuber I've discovered. I like her and how she's been talking about fountain pens and cases and her journaling. And she actually swapped these out for the rose gold ones. And I thought, oh gosh, I shouldn't watch other people and get other ideas, because then it makes me think, should I do that? But I am super really happy with these because I just think the colors are so pretty. I just feel like a little kid when I get these out and I want to like color with my fountain pens instead of my crayons. So the only other one that I'm aware of is a clear blue. It's like a pretty light blue. If you know of any others, let me know. But so far I've just decided to collect these clear ones, so maybe, you know, next month I might get the blue one, and then, haha, knock on wood, I'll be done buying pens for a while. I know some of you are saying, sure, sure. Anyway, I just think that's beautiful. Brian Goulet was saying the other day, I was listening to him do a video as I was driving to the bank for my husband's company, dropping off a check, and I thought, you know what, while I'm doing this kind of mundane running around town, I will listen to a video. And as I was listening, he was talking about cleaning pens. Somebody was asking, do you need to clean out the pen before you use it? And he said that would be good, but you really don't have to. And he said, usually I'm impatient and ready to start the pen. The TWSBI, so that's what I'm going to do. The TWSBIs of this kind twist off. I was showing them to a friend a few weeks ago, and I said, here, try my fountain pen. And she like pulled it off. I'm like, I'm like, Debbie, twist, twist. So it's kind of a joke now between us. It didn't hurt anything. So here we have the Eco Taiwan TWSBI there. This is all chrome looking or silver toned. And as you can see, but just to point it out, if you're new to this, the cap and the lid. Cap and the lid, the end piece, and the cap/lid are the same color. And what you want to do is dip it in to the top of the nib. So they always feel stiff at first. There it goes. We put it down like this. This is a piston filler. And then I'll dip it in the ink up to there. And then I'll draw the ink back up into the pen. And I've seen it recommended to do that a few times and work out any air bubbles so you can get a fuller amount of ink. So I will pause this a minute, I'll open up the ink, and then we will give that a try. Alrighty, I'm back. I just wanted to pause that a minute while I took off the label and the packaging. If you also like to scrapbook or junk journal and you are getting into fountain pens, think about saving your label. That will definitely go in either here or on my what I call daily journal or book of days. It's kind of a record of everyday type stuff that goes on around here just for fun. So I like stuff like that. All right, let's unscrew this lid. I do have a wipe handy off camera, my little handy baby wipe. It looks like this has like a little thingy here, a little plastic inverted cap of sorts. And now my hands that were not full of ink are already inked. So I'm not sure how to get that off without totally getting covered. So again, let me pause. I'll take that off and we'll fill this pen. All right, back again. So yeah, that kind of got all over me. I'll have to wash that off later. I don't mind a little bit, but I don't like it when my fingernails are all weird looking. Anyway, that's okay. This is going to be fun. And that cap is a great idea, I'm sure, for shipping. Keeps it from leaking. But it is a bit of a nuisance to get off. So as you remember, I have twisted the piston all the way down. Now I'm going to insert it best I can tell to the top of the nib and twist back up and maybe do that once or twice and see how full we can get this. I do want to do this one full because I really like this purple. So I'm twisting it clockwise now, and okay, nothing happened. Let's try that again. Screw it all the way down. Make sure the nib's in there far enough. Excuse my head if it's in the way. There it goes. Yay. Pretty purple. So right off the first try, you can see my hand's a mess and the ink only part way up. So I'm going to try putting that back in and ejecting the ink back into the bottle and trying it again. The videos at Goulet Pens also said do it slowly and give it a chance to come up more fully into the pen. I think this round is working much better. Oh yeah. It's not all the way up to the top. I don't know if it's possible to get it all the way up. Although I did see Jenn at Jenn's Pens take off this and eyedropper it full of ink. I don't have that yet, but I imagine eventually I will obtain the eyedropper accessories to try something like that. But I'm not going to worry about that now. I do have a eyedropper. I don't have the syringe, is what I was meaning to say. So here's the Aurora ink, Aurora purple ink, and let's post it. So with this, you just push it on. Let me move my scissors out of the way and let's try this out. I didn't get it on all the way. Let's try that again. There we go. Heard it kind of click. My friend Debbie and I did a little swatch your favorite things, and that's what this is. So anyway, I didn't even go with fountain pens on that because that would have been too hard to pick. So I already have the Aurora purple swatched, so I'm not going to redo this. What I do like to do, and I haven't done it with all of them, is to write how many milliliters you get or ounces and how much money. So I will go back later and fill that out. So just to keep track and to kind of decide, do you know, like what you get for your money. Do you need to spend a lot, or can you find an equally good quality with spending less? And just see if there eventually is some kind of pattern to what I prefer, what I like using. So sometimes these pens, if you're not aware, there, that one's ready. They'll take a minute for this ink to work down through the feed. So this one seems ready, but I have a little bit of ink on the nib on the outside. So I'm just trying to get that off, but I keep making more ink come out. So let's try something out of the ordinary just to see how this feels, so I can show you. I already know I love it. I love the broad, I love this ink, and I've used that combination in this pen. So the kind of the fun thing is I will empty this ink back into my bottle and try another sample in this one. Or I may fill it with my Noodler's Green Marine. It's a totally different ink than the Alt Gold Green that I have, which is a golden green ink, but I like the wetness of the Noodler, so my experimenting will take on a new step. I'm just trying to see what combination I like the best, and I really wanted to like the sepia, but like I said, with this it seemed quite drier than I prefer, but it was still nice to write with, but not my favorite experience yet. So anyway, there I am, getting on a tangent again. I will just write the name of my channel here. Gail's Bookish Things. This goes on really wet. I can see it, and it takes a minute to sink in. And when this dries, you do see some shading effect, which I think of the inks so far, that is my favorite element or favorite aspect of an ink. If it has the shading, I enjoy texture and stuff and things. I also love the Rouge Hematite by J. Herbin. I don't know how to say it. French was my minor, but in college I'm not hearing it pronounced the same way on YouTube. Anyway, awesome. I love this, and I love that I have a purple ink and this beautiful purple pen. It's so gorgeous. Probably not readily visible through my phone in the lighting that I have here, but I do love it. So I wanted to pick out one of these little Clairefontaine notebooks. I'm just deciding which color. I think I said I wanted to try the blue, and I want to see, first time live on camera, my reaction to using the Clairefontaine. This is Tomoe River Paper. This is a little notebook I got from Goulet Pens. Really liked using that. This is the narrow or standard size TN insert. And this again is the pocket or field notes. But let's give all these a whirl and see if there's any difference that I can tell. I'm sure there is some variation in the brands, but I don't know if I've developed quite the ability to distinguish that yet. So I'm just going to do Gail's Bookish Things instead of the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. That includes all our letters, but we'll just keep it shorter. Gail's Bookish Things. You can hear a slight, like a little, I don't want to say scrapey, but just, and scratchy, it gives a bad connotation, but just a little bit, I guess maybe the word is feedback as I do that. To me, oh, it just feels so nice. I just have to play around with it more, because I would almost say by touching it that this would be smoother you know what? Let's do a side by side so maybe I can compare just a little bit better. Let's try the same thing here. You'll be thinking Gail's bookish things in your sleep tonight, and you'll wake up and think, I need to go to her channel. Why do I think about that? I'm kidding. Twist off, Gail. Don't pull. Okay, let's try this. My writing is usually a tad bit neater, but I'm just trying to hurry. It's a weird experience. I almost feel like there's more like resistance on this than there is this, but this to me feels smoother. Both are very nice, however. This is the most beautiful ink. When this Rouge Hematite dries, and if you can get a big hunk of it, there's like a big portion of ink down. There's a gold sheen, and it can also show some green. I just think it's so nice. I love this ink. I want to just show you. Here I am on another tangent, but if you're new to this as well, this is an anniversary edition ink, and it, from what I've heard, it was so well received that they kept producing it, but it was just going to be celebrating the company's anniversary. This company actually started in Paris in 1670. I just think that is so amazing that they're still in business. I think that's wonderful. And since French was my minor in college, and I took it all through high school, I kind of like that I have a French ink. And I have a German one too, and that's some of my family heritage. So I thought that was neat too. And some of those companies, let's see, the Aurora and Klinger are also a more established company, and I think that's cool. I like that. So I have bought those, and I also like the Noodler's ink, which I don't have here, out, inked up. Oh, this is the same purple. This is the one I'll probably switch back to the Noodler's. The Noodler's is all made in America, so that's cool to me too as an American, to support things made in our country. This one is the Aurora and Klinger Alt Gold Grün, the old gold green, as it were. This one offers a really cool shading effect too. I just love this. My gosh, I just could sit and play with these all day. This is a hobby that I have recently delved into, and I had kind of done it reluctantly. I'm like, why are all these people looking at fountain pens? I've talked about this before. I thought, I'm not going there. I have the traveler's notebooks, you know, that's enough. I don't need to get all these other little things. And then I saw these TWSBIs one day for about the umpteenth time, and I'm like, I need to get one of those. I need to just try it. And now I see what the big deal is. This one is almost empty. This is the sepia, and the sepia is by Diamine. Let me show you that if I can find it up here. I have an ink shelf right, or the box right behind me. But not good, sorry. Okay, I'll just take these out, and of course the Diamine is being elusive. I only have like 3 big jars. Here it is. Okay, so this one is made in the UK, and that's what this is. So it comes in a smaller container, and it's a plastic bottle. But I also have a couple friends from the UK, and I love England, so that's why I bought that one. And of course I like the sepia color, but yeah, this medium nib feels like something that should be called a fine nib. For some reason, it just hasn't clicked quite as much with me. I probably wouldn't be so enthusiastic about this if this is all I had. But if you like fine nibs, you would probably like it. but I think I just like that broader line and seeing more of the ink. So honestly, I'm having a hard time picking a favorite here. This is a whiter paper. This is slightly creamier. Both colors look really nice on there. It seems to have a brighter pop on the white paper, and on this it makes it a richer color, a deeper color. Don't know if it helps to show you like that. But really what I wanted to see was which paper do I prefer, and I think I'm just going to have to play around with it some more because I like them both. I definitely see that there's a difference than when I write. If I'm just writing on my Amazon Traveler's Notebook insert paper, I mean, I can do it, but it's scratchier, and I feel like the pens kind of get persnickety in that kind of thing. I remember writing with this and having no problem, and then all of a sudden it didn't want to write. If any of you know why that is, I would like to know. You're writing and writing, and then it quits wanting to write. It still had ink. I'm wondering if I was writing too fast and the ink wasn't getting down into the feed quick enough. I don't know. It's a little bit of speculation there, but forget where I was going with that thought. Anyway, it'll come to me. Let's do a word in closing, and let's just see if I can come to some conclusion. This flows well. It has that little bit of scrapey sound, but it doesn't feel like dragging at all. That's super funny, but I almost think I like the Tomoe River paper slightly more. I will play around with that though, and if you're watching and you've entered into the fountain pen world, let me know what your favorite paper to use is. Another YouTuber, Heldin Writes, said that she doesn't like coated paper, and I meant to comment on that and ask her what she prefers. She's got a lot of neat things on all kinds of fountain pens if you want to go to her YouTube channel too. But anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for joining me with this little unboxing and pen and paper review. It's okay. You can laugh at me that I have bought more pens, yet another one, and expect to see probably a blue one eventually. And then I may save up for one of those pens that they say is the ultimate writing experience. I won't spend a whole lot of money on that, but I think maybe for my anniversary or birthday or something I might request that and just see what the different writing experiences are like from a $30-ish pen, which I totally love, wonderful, would highly recommend it, to something, you know, maybe a bit more than that. So I'd appreciate any thoughts on your preferences on inks and papers, and thanks for watching. We will see you next time.